WRC is back for Rally Chile, and as we get ready for the final 3 rounds of the season, this is our final gravel round. And it's the closest thing to what Rally GB used to be like on the calendar, so for me, I enjoy watching Rally Chile, especially since it's made its return. And let's celebrate it for what it is right now, because this season, it is the only rally in the Americas. It will be joined by a brand new event for the WRC with Paraguay next season, but yeah, let's look through it. I'll give you a rundown of the runners, the rides, the stages, and the ones to watch. And let's start off the itinerary, because it is probably the biggest difference comparing it to the Acropolis. We have no single stage runs, we have no super specials either. Each day has 2 distinct loops in which the stages are repeated. On the Friday and Saturday, it's 2 loops of 3 stages, and then on the Sunday, it's the first 2 stages run, the third one being a repeat of the first before a little bit of a break before the power stage. The Friday and the Saturday got a flexi service at lunchtime as well. Friday is almost unchanged from last year. Pulperia, the opener, is the same as it was last year, with the bridge at the end that caught out Ezepekalapi. Rio, the second stage, is also unchanged, whilst Rio Claro is renamed San Rosendo for 2024. Saturday's Opala Paloon is mostly new for WRC competitors. The final 6 kilometers are familiar from the 2 previous editions of Rally Chile, but the first 9 kilometers have only been run in a national series earlier this year, I think back in July, according to rallymaps.com. The following test, Lotta, tells the same story. Most of the route is last year's Chivilingo test in reverse, which is also formerly the Paloon test. The final test, however, Mario Lex Cruces, is unchanged from its appearance last year. It's also the stage that in 2019 Thierry Neuville had his massive shunt. So we have the Friday where Lappi crashed out last year, and the Saturday where Neuville crashed out, 5 years ago. Sunday's opener, La Raquette, was the rally opener when the WRC first headed to Chile in 2019. Didn't return last time around, but here we are, it's back again. The return to the stage sees a change in the format, as the first kilometre is new and the stage extends slightly at the end as well. The Bio Bio test that runs up the event starts with a corner from Saturday's Maria Les Cruces test before rejoining the old Paloon test after some new roads to rallying. Then turn left onto the Lotta test for the final 2 kilometres. It's a real mix of what the rally has to offer. In other words, it's exactly what the WRC wanted when they came up with the power stage idea back in 2011. In terms of the entry list, it will start off with the main WRC Toyota have 4 cars, but the headline is that one of their full-time drivers is missing. Champions Rafa Pera and Ogier are called up to try and salvage the market manufacturer bid, but Takamoto Katsuti has been benched for Sami Payari. The 2 drivers will be competing alongside one another in the penultimate round of the Central Europe Rally in a few weeks' time. Ford are also bringing an extra car across the world, with Martin Sesks making a 3rd start of the season in the Rally 1, with a 2nd non-hybrid start. Hyundai have brought Ezepekalapi to Chile. He didn't make it out of the first stage last year, but then again, our main title challenger Neuville wrote off the i20 Coupe back in 2019 in Saturday's final test. This is a big deal for Lappi because it, I believe, is set to be his final round with Hyundai this season. And rumour has it that next season is... there's nothing set in stone yet. Likewise for Andreas Mikkelsen, who will be, I believe, doing the last 2 events. Oid Tanak is in the best place for Hyundai, having won both of the previous editions of Rally Chile for Toyota and then Ford respectively. In total, 10 Rally 1 cars, so if they make it all to the end, then that is the top 10 sorted. But we've seen what this event can be like, with the crashes for Lappi and Lube last year, for example, and for Neuville back in 2019. I would not promise anything. Oliver Solberg comes into this event the top-seeded WRC2 entrant, with a win here being enough to seal his first World Championship title. But it won't be an easy fight, with locals and title rivals following him for the battle. The 2 DG Sport Citroens are both entered for WRC2 points here, but Johan Russell says the aim isn't for ultimate pace. Griderson does have good pace on these events though. I mean, he's been running pretty much every event this season. Jan Solens is the sole Toyota Rally 2, whilst no Hyundai Rally 2s are entered for WRC2, and there are no Fiesta Rally 2s on the entry list at all. We have 2 generations of Skoda Fabia Rally 2 though, with RS models entered for Greensmith, Gaetanovic, Zaldivar, and local driver Jorge Martinez for Tena, and old spec Rally 2 Evos for Martin Suncio and Eduardo Kovacs Bauer. Citroens are actually the best represented Rally 2 here, with the DG duo joined in by locals such as the Hellers, both Pedro and Alberto, and the Rossolos, with JWRC driver Gerardo joined by his uncle Emilio. We have 4 Rally 3s as well, 3 of which are for WRC3. Matteo Fontana, who was the fastest RC3 car in Greece and had RC4 wins right off the bat on the Monte in Sweden before following those up in Portugal, Latvia and Finland, is entered in a Rally 3 that he's also, I believe, entered into the Central Europe Rally with. Diego Dominguez Jr. is the current WRC 3 points leader, and the Paraguayan driver is making his 9th start of the season in WRC. Giovanni Rossi is back in action as the sole Clio for the first time since the Super Rally in Sardinia, but he was 2nd in the Monte and 5th in Portugal earlier this year. Eduardo Castro is the final entrant, who also ran in Sardinia and also had to Super Rally in the event there. In terms of one to watch, expect the Toyota to push hard. Payari is intended for manufacturer's points, so he is going to be just getting to grips with the car as Toyota evaluate their plans for him for the future, and also expect Elfyn Evans to back up a bit more and play backup for his champion teammates. Ogier is still in a title battle, especially if the Hyundais continue to take points off of each other, and Rovanperä will be looking to atone for the late crash in Finland and get his 4th win of the season. Neville could technically wrap up the title here in Chile, but would need to win Saturday and carry 9 points from Sunday if Tanak doesn't score and if Ogier gets less than 5 points across the weekend. But do expect Tanak to push a bit. Neville has the most to lose, and Lappi will likely play backup to his teammates. But do also keep an eye on Sesks and how he performs relative to Payari. Sesks has no hybrid, which would be more of a pain here compared to the last time he was hybridless in Poland. Because whilst Payari has the hybrid and you'll get the launch out the slower speed corners, Sesks will not have that same boost of electrical energy. However, the biggest eyes could arguably be on Oliver Solberg in WRC2, because as I already mentioned, if he wins here he takes the title. Could he become champion with a couple of rounds to spare, not having to wait for Piari's final round in Japan or seeing what Gryson does in the final 2? Anyway, those are my thoughts, observations and predictions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always I hope to see you again soon. The review for this should hopefully be out on Sunday. And until then, it's bye for now.